Recently, a video from The Good Liars has resurfaced. This was from the Virginia gubernatorial race, and it illustrates what's going on with the attacks against so-called woke education, critical race theory, and is a great example of how the people that are attacking it the most don't really understand what it is that they're attacking. So let me show you the video in question, and then we'll get to the response for it.
What's the most important issue in the governor's race here in Virginia?
Getting back to the basics of teaching children, not teaching them critical race theory.
And what is critical race theory?
Well, I'm not going to get into the specifics of it because I don't understand it that much, but it's something that what little bit that I know I don't care for.
And what have you heard that you don't?
Well,
that you don't like?
I'm not going to. I don't have that much knowledge on it, but It's something that I don't care for.
I don't know what it is, but it's I don't really know anything about it, but what I've heard, I'm not going to tell you what I've heard. I just know that I don't like it. Huh. So, yeah, you basically just admitted that you hate something and you don't understand what it is, and yet it is it is the issue that you were most excited about to turn out. Again, insane. Stupid. And look, you could also add that this is just nothing more than, somebody complaining about the wokers. So, okay. And look, it's an on-the-nose representation of today's politics. And again, this is an older clip, but the reason that it continues to get recycled and go viral is because it's absolutely true. Nothing has changed since then. And it's not even that old of a clip either. But you could go back and find a lot of different issues where it's essentially the same thing. LGBTQ issues is another good example. Where they're like, I don't know much about it, but I know that I don't like it. So, of course, the question is, if you don't know what it is, why do you hate it? Again, if it's your top issue, you should know something about it, right? You should know the ins and outs of why it's bad, the good arguments, the bad arguments, and then come out on the side and be like, well, this is why I don't think this is a good idea. Well, again, the reason is because they are told not to like it through conservative media. Again, they're creating, they're repeating, critical race theory bad. That's all they hear from people like Tucker Carlson, Jordan Peterson, et cetera, et cetera. And look, all they have to do, these influencers and news media personalities in the right wing, all they have to do is just repeat it ad nauseum over and over again. Critical race theory bad, wokeness, we got the woke taking over the schools, indoctrination of children. And these people, again, they freak out. They absolutely freak out and support things that, for example, what Ron DeSantis is doing in Florida. But again, Florida's not the only place where Republicans have successfully gone after education. And not, by the way, not even critical race theory in K through 12, because it was never even taught in K through 12. So look, that said, right, this guy and numerous conservatives believed wrongly that it was taught to children. It's a college level course. That's what critical race theory is. And simply put, it presents a way of thinking about America's history, seeing it through the lens of systemic racism. It's not calling individuals racist. It's looking at systems that were set up in order to keep marginalized people down and keep those who are doing excessively well up, and prevents any challenges to their status and authority. Not to their lives, but to their status of being the ones who are making the rules, the ones who have the most wealth, the ones who have the most political power. And that's the issue here. Again, these systems are designed to perpetuate the status quo. Again, in regards to wealth, wealth translates into political power. you keep people poor and desperate, then they never challenge the centers of wealth and power. Again, all these culture war issues boil down to members of the right wing that are just trying to prevent you, average people, white working people, black working people, Asian, Hispanic, it doesn't matter, to prevent all working class people of any race and color, creed, sexuality, etc., from banding together and challenging their stranglehold on the monetary system. That's it. And so, look, an example of what's going on here in Florida is Ron DeSantis. So DeSantis, that administration has blocked a new advanced placement course on African American studies from being taught in high school. They are now working on blocking state colleges from having programs on diversity, equity, and inclusion, as well as critical race theory. So understand how this started, right? As I told you, this is a lie that it was being taught in K through 12. That's an advanced course. No, you're not going to teach it to, kindergartners. You're not going to teach it to first graders. No, this is collegiate level. This is a law course. And so, nonetheless, they say, you're teaching the kids to hate themselves. If they're white, you're teaching the babies are racist. No, that's not what's going on. But they spread the lie through their allies in corporate media, conservative media, and then through their politicians in Congress. They lump in, by the way, afterwards, any discussion of racism and inequality, they say that, that's critical race theory now. But it wasn't before. Critical race theory is a very specific term for a specific course. Doesn't matter. We have turned it into a general catch-all for anything that addresses any sort of racial inequalities. And then comes the outrage. You should be mad at it. You should be angry. You should be upset. They're teaching you that you're racist, that your kids are racist, that the babies are racist. Everybody's racist. You're not a racist, are you? You should be mad. You hate critical race theory. And with that outrage, the people who don't know better, like the guy that you heard talking in that video, will say, well, I don't know. I hear that it's bad. I don't like it. We should get rid of it. That's my number one issue. I'm going to vote for any politician, support any politician that says they're going to ban it. And that's what happens. And now DeSantis going after the real critical race theory. And it was the target all along. And why is that? Again, the reason that DeSantis and the other conservatives do not want people learning about what a critical race theory is, and not to mention, not learning what racism is, and the fact that there are systems of inequality that have been set up that still continue to this day, they don't want you to learn about that, because if you do learn about that, if you understand the systems of oppression that are baked in to our society, that have caused disadvantages for so many people, you'd want to put a stop to it. Look, Americans, let me tell you what, right-wingers, a lot of them think that, the left thinks most of half the country is racist, right? No, I don't believe that at all. No, in reality, yes, there are a small amount of racists in this country. I can't put a percentage to it. They're racist, but I think the vast majority of this country isn't. I think the vast majority of this country are filled with good people. And I think the vast majority of people, when they understand, when they see that there is an inherent unfairness built into the system towards certain types of people, when they learn that, when they realize that, they're going to want to change it. They're going to want to do something about it. They're going to say, you know what? I don't accept that. This is supposed to be America. This is supposed to be the land of opportunity. And yet we have systems that are set up to prevent that, to push people down. That's not the America I know. That's not the America I love. That's not the America I want to live in. People like DeSantis, they do want to live in that. They are the racists. And they're the ones that are saying, you know what? We want to keep the status quo because we benefited greatly from the status quo, and we want to continue that. So the best way that we can do that is to prevent people from learning the truth, learning the reality of what's actually going on and has been going on in this country. Knowledge is power. And they want to keep you powerless. That's what this is all about. This guy is a useful idiot for these people who want to, and I'm pretty sure that that guy who was speaking is not a powerful person himself. Probably not a super wealthy person. He's not up on the, high up on the totem pole. He's probably dealing with some of the same issues that we all deal with. The high cost of healthcare in this country, the high cost of prescription drugs, high cost of rents, taxes. I mean, we all got an issue. We pay too much taxes because the rich don't pay any. At least they don't pay what they should be paying. They pay a lot less, I think, than a lot of middle-class workers do. But he's a useful idiot because the people that he trusts, the media that he tunes into every day, tells him, you should hate this thing that you don't understand. Because I promise you, it's bad. Brainwashed into believing that this stuff is a real problem. And when you do that, when you distract these people from the real issues, those real issues never get solved.